Good morning, friends. Happy Friday. I'm hoping that you've had a great week and you're ready for some fun this morning. So, this morning I'm going to be playing with Snow Day's scrapbooking workshop, and there are quite a few items that are still available that are on last chance. So, while Snow Days is not on sale, there are some other items like the um, snowy scenes, 12 by 12 cardstock. Those are on last chance. And there are some other things that you can purchase at the same time. So the stamp set Snow Day is not going away anytime soon. So I'm happy about that because I think that this is something that you can continue to use into the winter. In fact, I've been known to scrapbook winter in the middle of summer. So but you can see that the scrapbook workshop, it's a nice big package of cardstock. You're going to find that you have enough to make 3 full spreads plus extra. I know that you'll always have extra and you will be able to make other things. There are lots of cardstock in here. Now, the reason I bought this extra cardstock is because there's actually scenes in this that are not in here, and there are paper in here that are not in this. Okay, so let's kind of take a look at it. There's a full set of instructions that are really easy to understand. It kind of tells you which way the layout of the cardstock, what's the front, what's the back, and what you're going to need. And it's really good about then showing you the dimensions of where your placement is going to be. So if you're needing easy scrapbooks, this is it. Okay, so this one has these adorable papers along with photo placeholders. So they have 3x3, 3x4, 4x4, and 4x6. And I know this is standard for most people. For whatever reason, my computer does 3.5x5, it does 2 inch by 3 inch, and it does 4x6 and 5x7. So I have to cut my photos down if I want them to work for this. But I'll show you that in case you are like me and you don't have necessarily the photo sizes that you need, there are ways of working around that. Okay, so double-sided papers. I mean, look at that fun snow paper. Isn't that pretty? I just love that. So there's 2 of those. And then there is this cute little snowy home scene with a bunch of little candy canes. Thank you. We've got some holly berry and with some candy stripe, which is fun. And then this is single-sided cardstock because the way they have it in the scrapbook pages, it's only single-sided. And then another single-sided cardstock. So you can see it's white on one side. And then there is the white willow cardstock, and there's 2, 3, 4, 5 of these. And then there are 2 pieces of the two-tone cardstock. And you can see what I mean by two-tone. This is one side, this is the other of Pool Party. So you can see there's a really nice collection of cardstock in here. And let me put this back. This is just the information about the cardstock. Okay. And then on top of that, there is the sticker sheet, which is really fun. You've got these fun trees, these big snowflakes, some sentiments that you can use for headers or titles on your different scrapbook pages. So lots of fun stuff. And then if you don't like those titles, you can always use what's on here. So Snow Day, Magical Moments, Burr, Together, Better Together, Wonderland, Unforgettable Memories, and I'll show you how I'm going to use some of these. And then, of course, they've got some little tags and cute little penguin, snowman, and a snow globe. And then, of course, this is some trim that you could use in different places on your layout as well. So the one I want to do is this one right here. So let me get this up closer for you so you can see it. It's a little blurry as usual. I'm not sure how to fix that. And so we'll do these ones because I've got a snow day. So this is something that you can do that has Christmas, because it does have like the candy canes and it does have the candy stripe. Or if you're just got some winter scenes, you could do that as well. Okay, so let's put this aside and let me get out the cardstock that I'm going to need. So get my instructions. All right, so I'm going to need 2 of these winter willow sheets, and then I'm going to need some of this cardstock, and I'm going to need some of this and this. So both sides, I'll need both sides for my backgrounds. And then I'm going to need a piece of Pool Party two-tone cardstock. And I think that's it for this. I can put the rest of this away. And also what I have here is, this is the Snow Day two-tone cardstock pack, which, in other words, if you're wanting to expand on what's already there and maybe do some more pages, you can see we've got, let's see, this is Early Espresso, we've got Pool Party, we've got the Petal Pink, we've got Poppy Parade, oops, more of the Pool Party, and then we've got 4 sheets of the Garden Green. So a great collection in case you need more. And I bought this because I want this two-tone cardstock. Hey, Linda, good morning. And then I've got, of course, more of this. This is called the Snowy Scenes. And you can see it's got some of the things that were in this other set. But like the back of this one has more of the green. So you can see this one doesn't have the green on it. So there's some differences. They didn't have this big snow globe, and I wanted to be able to cut some of these out and put them in my scrapbook pages because I think they're so adorable. They didn't have all these cute penguins in the kit. And of course, their candy stripe is just a little different. So you can see the difference here. And their berries weren't red. They're just green. And so this gives it a little bit more. And then they have this one as well with the candy cane. So there just was some differences. So I wanted to make sure I got a hold of that. And I'll show you a scrapbook page that I did with that here later. Okay, so let's cut out what we need. So I'm not going to need to cut the basic or the willow white, because that's going to be my base. And for the cardstock, let's see. All right. So what it does is this is project number 1, project number 2, project number 3. And it has this number here so that when you're looking back here it's going to tell you which ones you need for 2, and 2 is what I'm going to be building on. So I need some pieces of this. Okay, so I need 2.5 by 12, and some of it is going to be this side, and some of it is going to be the other side. So 1.5 by 12. So I'll need both of these, and then 1 inch by 12. I'll need this one, this side up, and then 1.5 by 12. And again, it'll be this side. And the reason I know that is because when I'm looking at the instructions, if you look at it, if there's a little asterisk next to it, you know that it's this side, it's the back side. If it doesn't have the asterisk, then it's the front side. Okay, so that's all I need from this cardstock for my. Okay, so now I'm going to a different cardstock. So I'm going to need some of this, and so that I'm going to need to get my orientation straight. Okay, so this is the front, and I'm going to need a piece from the back that is 2.5 by 12. And then I'm going to need a 1 by 12. Okay, so that's all I'm going to need from that. And then I'm going to need, oh, nope, that's different pages. And okay, so I guess I do need some more. I need, I'm going to need some of this, which is just that one-sided cardstock. So I'm going to need, all right, so this is the pattern. And I need 3 by 12. And I'm going to need a 3 by 10.25. Okay. And okay, and then it's showing me that okay, the white willow, I'm actually going to need an extra sheet of that. For the photos. Okay, so I need to be really careful. So this is where my photos don't fit exactly what they have. So I have one 4x6, and then I have three that are 3x4. And so what I need is one that is 4 1/4 by 6 1/2. So let's do it this way, 4 1/4 by 6 1/2. Nope, 4 1/4 by 6 1/4. Good thing I double checked. And I need 4 1/4 by 3 1/4. And then I need two more that are 4 1/4 by 3 1/4. All right, so let's do 3 1/4. I actually think I need a couple of these, but I need a total of, that's not right. I needed it to be 4 1/4. Good thing I have lots of extra willow white. Okay, so let's see, what is this? Let's make this 4 1/4. And then 3 1/4. Let's go back to the page. So I am going to need an extra, I'll do that later. So there's going to be a spot for journaling, and I think that I want to do that with my computer, so I'm going to need to be able to use an 8.5 by 11 and print it. So we'll just do those for now, and that's it. Okay, so now we can go to the instructions. All right, this is the favorite part. Okay, so for the first layout, we need, let me just make sure I've got this right. Okay, so we need the thinner, 1 inch of these, and then this is not the thinner one. Okay, so this goes to the left, and then the candy stripe, and then the snowflakes. Okay, so I'm using tear and tape as usual. You're welcome to use whatever adhesive you feel the most comfortable with, but I like the tear and tape the most. And I don't need to put a lot on because this will end up in a protective sheet. So it can easily just have the one. So I'm just following the instructions here so you can kind of see what I'm doing. I'm going to make sure that I get it all the way over to the left side. To bottom. Okay, so now this one needs to go like this. So what I can do is I can take a piece of tear and tape and just put it down. Because I have been known to put the tape on the wrong side, which we don't want to do. And we'll put this down. Now, before I go any further, there are some places that need my blender brush and my stamp pad. So I'm using Pool Party. And what I want to do is there's going to be a band that goes across like so. So I want some color up here. And I'm going to start here because I know it's going to get covered up. But I'm just going to add a bunch of color here. And so I'm doing it before I put this strip down and this strip down because I want to make sure I have these in the right places. Just a fun way to add a little bit more color. Where I'm going to put my snowflake, I don't mind. Let's get a little bit more color on there. Spot. We'll save this because we're going to have to do this with the other side. Okay. So now I can tape this last piece of cardstock down. So I don't know about you, but I've had some tough times. As you know, in case you're new, my stepdaughter passed away this summer. She was a mom of just turning 34. She has two small children, or had, well, they're still around, and an amazing husband, just a beautiful family. And just a heart for Jesus like nobody's business. And then just about the same time that I can see that I'm going to need more of this. Make sure I still have this in the right area. My husband's was diagnosed with 2 types of cancer. And so that's been really tough. Okay, so this is going to be 3.5 inches up. So I'm going to just do a little tiny mark. I had pencils here, but I'm not finding them. So we'll just use a tiny little mark here. And make sure I had this all the way over. Okay. And so with that, he's already been through one of the surgeries. And then I ended up with skin cancer. So I had surgery Wednesday. It's just been one thing after another. And he's got another surgery to go through. So I've been reading a book called Resilience, and I've been doing the pause app that this writer put together, which kind of gives me a chance to work on what I call resilience in God. And I needed some grounding. I needed to build up my resilience through God because as humans, we're weak. And one of the scriptures that they keep teaching us, I'm just going to share that real quick. And feel free to, post comments on what you need prayer for or where you found resilience. But this scripture, it just means an awful lot to me, and I've continued to try to memorize it. But it's Ephesians 3:18, and and may you have the power to understand, as all God's people should, how wide, how long, how high, and how deep His love is. And the reason this means so much to me is because when you're finding yourself in these really awful situations, you need an awful lot of perseverance and the ability just to lean in on Jesus, because it can be so tough when things aren't going well. And we had a little bit of a scare in the hospital with my husband's, just as he was getting ready to leave. We were all ready to be checked out. He stood up to get dressed, and I was on the other side of the hospital by then with his bags and, you know, pretty much ready to get to the car and bring it around. And he's calling me and he says, Angela, you need to come back because I may have blood clots. So, of course, just as I got back, they were wheeling him away. And all I could do was just sink in and just pray and give everything to the Lord, everyone. And this is part of what that resilience is teaching me, is just to just give everything back. Now, I tend to be, okay, so the sample had a 4x4 photo, and I don't have that. I have a 3x4 photo. So what I'm doing is something a little different than what they had. And so I've got a 3x3.5 by, or 3.25 by 4.25. And I don't want it down here because I feel like it leaves too much up here. But I also want to stamp a sentiment here, and I'll show you what I'm planning to do. So I'm just going to put a little bit of space, about the same space that's right here between my photos. And just so you can see, so this is a night picture. It's got Snoopy. You probably can't see him very well. With this was at my sister's house up in Washington, and she had a cute little Christmas lighting, but we also had some really beautiful snowy days there. So this is how the photos are going to go. So I can go ahead and add these. Maybe I shouldn't add these. I think I'm going to put these aside, and I'm going to add somebody can see what this is supposed to look like, and they can imagine their own photos in there. So I'm going to put blue dots, and then I'm going to kind of unstick them a little bit, and I'll place it here just so that you can see where the photo is going to go. And let me see if I have another one of these photo placeholders. Yes, I do. I need one that goes this way. Okay, so now we can start looking at the stickers. Okay, so the word memories can go right here below my photos. But what I want is I want to use the stamp Snow Day Memories with this. So I'm going to stamp my snow day up here, and I'm going to see if it is, hopefully it's dark enough with the pool party. Okay, I think that looks plenty. For some reason, it's not solid. Okay, so one of the things you can do, if for some reason your stamp um, isn't stamping solid, I've got a pool party marker, and it's because it's not solid, I'm going to darken it up a little bit. It ended up being really kind of polka dotty. You just have to stay within the lines as carefully as you can. It's just a couple of the letters that isn't solid. I'm just going to go over it twice. To make sure I get it as dark as I want it. So nothing is, insurmountable. Just keep going and repair as needed. Okay, so I think you can see that really nicely. And so I'm just using my Stampin' Write marker. So, okay, so next I need the memories that go here. And so I think this should have gone up a little bit higher because I don't want it so far, but what I can do, just move it over. I'm just going to use my finger to kind of make it so it's not very sticky there, and that way I can slip my photo under there. Okay, so the next thing are going to be the cute little snowflakes. So we want a big one here. And again, because I have photos to still place here, and I'm just going to leave these in place and I can just put my photos right over it. And like so. And two of these, different sizes. All right, so I definitely don't want to not be able to put my snowflakes. So we'll just kind of overlap this one just a little bit. Okay, so we've got the three. I know they've got one more here, but I do things in odd numbers and I don't like to do them more than that. Okay, so one of the things that I just realized I forgot is, and this sticker may not come up, is I wanted to put some of this cute ribbon here. And you know what? I could actually just put it right over the top because I want to say that this holly is probably my least favorite. Okay, so let me get my scissors. I had them here. And I just need a 12-inch length with maybe a half an inch at each end so that I can wrap it around the back of it. So I'm using this really cute pool party pom-pom ribbon. It's just adorable. So, okay. So let's turn this way. And I need it to be a little bit longer than my 12-inch page. Get that to stay out so that I can get the ribbon attached to it. And then I'm just going to put this ribbon right over the top of that. So you can change up whatever you want. You don't have to do it exactly like the instructions say. As you can tell, I've gone off the rails on a couple of things, but I just thought that that pool party pom-pom ribbon was just such a cute ad. So, okay, so this is the first page. And as you can see, I've got pictures that are planned for this. See if if you're not careful with those stickers, that you will end up not being able to tuck things in place. Just kind of putting a placeholder here. So this will be where the photos go later. Okay, now let's do the second page. So for this one, so we've got this red, and then this one, and then this one, and then I don't have two 4x6, but I can easily place these on top of each other. And then I still have room for journaling. So if I wanted to have like a spot for journaling, I could do that and have my two photos here, a little bit closer maybe. Okay, now before I lay too much down, I'm going to need to do some blending, but I'm going to go ahead and lay. Actually, the blending shows that it's not really necessary to have it underneath this, so I can place all three of these, and then I'll want to put my ribbon down, and I think I'll put the ribbon on the top of this. Okay. So let's put these over to the side, and I'm actually going to just rotate this so I can get my cardstock down. And I think when you're trying to get things to line up, sometimes it's easier to do it this way. Just make sure that it lines up all the way over to the edge. And lay it down. Anyway, so we survived it. He did not have a blood clot, so I can finish that story. But you can see why, I'm just needing reminder how much God loves us and how much He's protecting us and taking care of us, and how important it was for me to work on my resilience ahead of time. I'm actually going through the book again, and I'm going through the pause app again, because when January 9th comes around, he's got another cancer surgery, and I'm concerned about it enough that I want, um, I know I need that extra resilience. And so that's the plan for January. Right. This pom pom ribbon is so cute. So I made the adhesive just a little bit longer so that it tucks on the back really nicely. So it just stays. So, okay. All right, now I need this to go all the way across. I'm not sure I want it to go all the way across. I think I'm going to make it much like this one, where it doesn't go all the way across. So I think that's how I want to do it. Let's line it up, make sure it's the right spot, and then I want to cut it right here. So from the 12 inches, I'm going to cut off 2 inches. So it's going to be just 10 inches. Okay, so I'm making sure this lines up. Put my adhesive down. Ooh, before I do anything more, I need to do my my blending brush. Okay, so this is going to be here. And going back to you really need a re-inker or a refill for your pad when you are using the blender brush because it can really use up your ink. I think that's enough. Okay. Stick. Let's make sure that everything lines up nicely. So when you've got the 2-page layout, it just works really nicely. Okay. So now I've got my 2 4 by or 3.5 by 3.25 by 4, so those will look good together. Just so you can kind of see the photos that I have that are for that area. Ooh, good thing I'm looking at them. Okay, so those don't work going together, so it's actually going to be like so. Because it's my photos are slightly different than what they had on there. And then this one will have Okay, so let's put this down. I think that's the way. So that's what happens sometimes when you've got photos that are from years ago and you're not able to plan in advance your photos. So this is going to be a little further over. To be the same distance down below. And then I can place my little snowflake here. And then I'm using the same width here. And I'll place this one. Like so. And then this will be my journaling piece. And I'm just going to put a couple of just to stick because I'm going to have to print this. And so I'm not going to want it to stick hard. Okay. So you can see my photo goes here. I just thought the snow was so beautiful how it draped on everything. This was up there at my sister's place back in 2015. Can you believe it? Okay, so we have a couple more things to put in. One is this little banner. Goes like so. And then there's another snowflake. Go like so. And I've got another snowflake that's going to go down here. I'm going to actually keep it off of everything. Cute little tag. We'll go right here. It says bundle up. So we've kept it pretty much like the photo. Okay, so I've got 4 on this one, 3 on this one, so I need another snowflake. And so now we've got 5 and 3, so I am going to save the last one. Okay, so this layout is done, and I think it's super cute, really simple, just really, really a great layout. Hopefully you can see it all. Just adding this little stamp snow day memories because it was just a really beautiful snowy day up in Washington. Okay, so one of the things that I did with the cardstock that I told you about is I created a scrapbook page. And let me just find it here. I know that it's there somewhere. Let's see what I did with it. Here we go. So I made this scrapbook page, it's a little more complicated. So if you look at it carefully, I created little bands, and I cased this from somebody else. So I created little bands of color, and of the different scrapbooks paper. So you can see the different scrapbook paper here. And then I alternated it with some of this glimmery white cardstock. And this is another last chance item. It's the Berry Burst Old Olive and White Glimmer Specialty Paper. So you can see how beautiful it is. This is a last chance item, so it's going to only be as supplies last. And then I cut out one of the snow globes. I cut out some of the snowflakes and added some photos of my husband, my son, and I when we were in Spokane just before we left. So cute little snowman. And then I just added that other snowflake here. But you can tell I need to do a second page. So once I'm done, I'll post it so you guys can see it. And hopefully you're enjoying some ideas. I'm going to combine 3 of the words from the snow day to make it into a title. So it's going to be a magical wonderland, because what it is we had a bunch of really beautiful lights, and you can tell that they just so pretty. The photo quality is not what I would have liked, but this was filmed back in 2015. And then I'm going to be adding this unforgettable memories. And then I can still journal. I can put some little like 1/2-inch long or deep little pieces, so I can journal over here on the corner, or depending on what I do with the other page, which will have these 2 photos, there may be some room for journaling. I'm not sure which side of those 2 pages, but I'll probably just do a band of this cardstock with a little bit of the snow. Oh, and then one of the things maybe you noticed is I used this pom-pom ribbon, but I cut it in half, and then I just had the little pom-poms follow along. So I put the tear and tape on the ribbon, and then I put the ribbon along the cardstock. So you can see that little pom-poms. It really just kind of adds this fun snowy feel to it, doesn't it? Just makes me really happy. So it was a beautiful scrapbook page, and I loved the layout. It's completely different, but it had just a really fun snowy feel. So, all right. Well, this is Snow Days Scrapbook Workshop. Hopefully you enjoyed this. On Monday, I'll be showing you how to make some really adorable cards with the same scrapbook paper. And so just some last minute ideas. And it doesn't have to be for Christmas. It can just be for any time of year at all. So, all right. Well, hopefully you're having a great day, and you have a wonderful weekend. And I'll talk to you soon. See you Monday. If you're watching this later on YouTube, please like and subscribe and share with a friend. Thank you.